relation is eponymy.
Eponym is a relation of inclusion. The eponym includes the meaning of a more general word. For example, clothes, which is hypernym or general term, includes shirts, which is eponymy. Other terms like t-shirt, pullover, sweats, they've related as taxonomic sisters, while they've related to clothes as eponym and hypernym.
Meronymy is a relation as well.
Meronymy is a part-whole relationship between terms. It takes into account how necessary the part is to the whole. That's why it is divided in 3 groups. The first would be normal meronyms. They are necessary terms. For example, glasses, they lead to lenses. Glasses have lenses. The second group would be usual meronyms, where the relationship is not obligatory. For example, head leads to hair, but not necessarily, because a head may not have hair. The third group would be optional meronyms, an optional relationship. For example, computer leads to printer, but it's an optional relationship. Meronymy is different from hyponymy, especially in transitivity. Meronymy may or may not be transitive. For example, foot leads to leg, and leg leads to hip. Necessarily, foot leads to hip. This is a transitive relationship. But house leads to kitchen, and kitchen leads to microwave. But not necessarily house leads to microwave. This is a non-transitive relationship.
Now I'm going to explain member collection and portion math.
Member collection is a relationship between a term that denotes a unit and another term that denotes a collection of those units. For example, cloud of baths, culture of bacteria, colony of ants. And portion mass is a relation between a mass noun and the usual unit of measurement or division. For example, glass of water.
After all these explanations, let's talk a little bit about derivational relations.
This topic includes causative verbs and adjunctive nouns. The first division, causative verbs. It is a relationship between adjectives and verbs. More precisely, the adjective describes a state and the verbs describe a change of state and the cause of this change of state, respectively. The cause of this change of state may be called causative verb. Those 3, the adjectives and the verbs, may or may not have the same shape. Sometimes the verb derives from the adjective and sometimes the adjective derives from the verb. For example, master, which is an adjective, derived in master and mastering, and even mastered. Rotten, that is an adjective, has derived in rot, the verb, and rot, the cause of the change. On the other hand, there are gaps in this relation. For example, the adjective large has derived in enlarge, which is a verb, but there is no way to say the cause of this change of state. For example, it would sound strange to say enlarged itself or enlarging. Adjunctive nouns would be the entity who or which perform the action of the verb. For example, actor, teacher, and player, and they can be recognized because of their terminations. However, they are listed in different entries instead of describing the derivation in the same entry. Because 1. There are irregularities. For example, officer, there is no verb like to office. And 2. It is not possible to predict how the adjunctive nouns will be formed. For example, tutor, where it's the person responsible for the education of a child, for example, when its parents passed away. It is easier to list the derivatives in other entries than defining morphological rules that might origin these derivatives.
In this interview, we have checked a little bit about lexical semantics and the word meaning. Linguists have many difficulties in establishing the base of issues like words, the paradox, context and meaning, ambiguity, and vagueness. We also had vegan and protein on lexical and irrational relations. This all shows a big and complex network, in which the lexicon finds a good and solid support. Thank you, John. Thank you, Olga. See you next time. Bye bye.